Welcome back to Live at 9. I'm here with Linda Holloway, and you are Jackson or Mississippi native, and you're also an award-winning children's author, but you do so much. So just tell me how you got started writing children's books.
Well, I got started writing children's books because I was doing articles. I'm a college professor, so I've been in there over 30-some years. So I was doing articles on these various topics, and as I was talking to women, they were talking about in their early childhood how they had these experiences. So I wanted a product that I can actually take out to the children so they can start to talk about these issues in safe places. So that's what really got me started to writing children's books. And I have a love for reading, and so that helped out also.
I can imagine so. So what exactly do you teach when it comes to being a professor?
Okay, I am in the area of counseling education, clinical mental health, and so I teach career counseling, counseling diverse populations, counseling across lifespan. I think so just a variety of courses that I teach, but those are like my main classes, and plus I like group counseling. It's one of my favorite group counseling.
Awesome. So I know you have so much insight when it comes to childhood education and walking people through this. So you saw a need to bring a physical book to children, and what's been the response of these books since you've written?
It has been fantastic. It's just a great impact. Just to kind of let you know, like all of the books, because I am an educator, they're like lessons, if you would. So they're like workshops and seminars. So like, for example, I Love My Happy Hair. It's about a little girl who doesn't like her hair, and she learns to like her hair. And so I go out to the school and we talk about anti-hair bullying. And so it's called the anti-hair bullying campaign. Some people call it I Love My Happy Hair. We sing songs, and children get to celebrate their hair as well as other people's hair. So it's been a really, really good. And then when you get into the counseling book, it's just having students to know that there is someone that they can talk to. So as you know, they're dealing with a lot. Anxiety, depression, suicide, all of those things. So just knowing that they have someone they can talk to.
Well, you have to get on kids' levels, right? And these books are the perfect way to do that, because like you said, kids are dealing with things just like we are as adults, but you have to make it easier to talk to them about things. So I like that you said you go through these books with them and it's like a lesson. You know, truly you're teaching them something. They're coming out on the other side of reading it and they're thinking something differently. You're giving them a new perspective to appreciate their hair, to appreciate their differences, whatever it may be. So out of all these books, it may be hard to pick one. Which one's your favorite?
That's a great question. I see these books like my children, so I don't have a favorite child. But I have been pushing the I Love My Happy Hair, just because so many children have been teased and bullied about their hair. They don't come to school, or they have not been able to participate in certain athletes or been expelled from school. So I really have done a lot around that. And as you know, we are in a society now that just has a lot of death. And so my last book, it's on Little Miss Linda Speaks Out About Death. And so being able to talk to children about that, because they're seeing this on the TV every day, and it's just so much going on around that. And so I have in the books, I have what I call LOL, and they're learning out loud. And each book also has a scavenger hunt, because as you mentioned, these topics are very difficult and challenging to talk about. So I wanted to make the books very user-friendly so that children would be able to interact with the books.
Well, and like you said, you can't really protect kids from what's happening in our society, right? There's so much darkness and so much evil and so many bad things happening. So I think just to get ahead of it, and for parents to see these honestly as resources, you know, to talk to your kids about it, answer the questions that they may have at home or at school, whatever that may be, I think that's really important. So how can parents or teachers or anyone, educators, get their hands on some of these books?
The books are on all online platforms. They can also get them at Amazon. And so those are the various ways in which they can obtain the books.
Absolutely. And we've got some information on the screen as well. Those books available on Amazon and, of course, all your socials there. And I love that you said these books are like your kids. You work so hard on them. You want people to enjoy them and to really use them as resources for kids. So if you could tell anyone, educators, teachers, something when they're dealing with hard topics and talking to kids about these things, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, as often as we talk about creating a safe place, and that's somewhere where children can come and they can feel comfortable enough to talk about it. But I also say identify who are those safe people that they can talk to, because we might be in a safe place, but the person may not be a safe person. And so I would definitely say make sure that the environment and the person in which they're interacting with, they are safe enough for them to talk about it. So that's exactly what I would share.
Yeah, that's some really good tips there. And of course, our question of the day, going back to it, what's one thing you thought was going to happen as an adult but just is not true?
Ooh. I thought what was going to happen as an adult, having all gone to school and things were just going to be, you get an education. I went to Alcorn undergrad, Jackson State, got my graduate, and then Mississippi State, that the world was just going to open up and I would live happily ever after. And so even in the children's books, one of the things I do, they may not have happy endings, but little Miss Linda turned them into activism. And so she makes something negative into something positive.
Wow.